Live on StreamYard.
Live. Boom. Live.
Okay, we're live. We'll do it live.
Do it live.
Live on Uscreen.
Live.
Live on Uscreen. Welcome, Uscreen.
Who doesn't love a nice live
Did you put
video?
out a alert, or you wait till 1?
Excuse me.
All right, we are live everywhere.
Live everywhere.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
God, TikTok. Here we are.
What's up, TikTok? Yeah,
What's up?
China.
Hello, China.
What up?
And when we say China, we mean like Hunter Hearst Helmsley, China.
Oh, wow. Even I know that reference. Nice.
Even I.
Even I, the Mr. No Pro Wrestling.
The show before the show begins
It's a good time.
now.
We are live. Show before the show. Austin Middleton is watching. What? He must have literally nothing better to do right now. How's that
Nothing.
possible?
Nothing.
For a handsome young man such as himself.
Because you're lying. You are lying.
We were just talking about Austin.
What,
He doesn't
what were
even
we
know.
What were we talking about, Austin? Tell the fine people.
He you guys, your in-laws, I think, had the dog that was
Yeah.
named Missy.
Yeah.
And Austin, when he was like 16 years old, would pronounce
16.
would pronounce
That was
it,
last year.
Yeah, would pronounce it Pissy.
And then we tried to teach him.
Missy.
Pissy.
Austin. Does Austin know that? Like, have you guys talked about that around
I'm pretty
him?
sure, yeah.
Well, now he knows for sure.
That's
a good time.
He probably doesn't remember.
That's a good time. Yeah, so what's up, fine people? We're in the studio. I think it does. The camera looks a little better, I think, for sure. Maybe still not. We need some more lighting in here. I think that's the.
We need backlighting.
Yeah.
Like side lighting.
Yeah.
Upside down lighting.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had lighting under the table that could shine up onto our faces.
Like how you'd hold a flashlight when you're telling a ghost
Yeah,
story. Oh
yeah.
yeah, dude. That'd be awesome.
That's our new lighting.
Ghost story lighting.
It was pretty bright in here last week because we had Ethan Goss on here without hair.
Oh.
Old man Ethan, that old.
Old man Ethan.
We got some Ethan news today, huh?
Huh?
Maybe
Huh?
save that for 1 p.m. But if you guys are paying attention, if you blinked, you may have missed it because
It's gone.
it's gone now. But the fight is still real. There was just a little mix up with somebody's gym or something.
Yeah. Ethan's no longer at Gorilla House.
Yeah, Ethan is now a full-time member. I don't
Oh.
know. I couldn't think anything funny.
Oh, yeah. Let's Steven Seagal's gym of
Seagal.
weird stuff.
Seagal's Aikido Academy.
Yes.
That's where Ethan will be training. He'll also be learning how to run from Steven Seagal. Have you seen Steven Seagal run? Dude.
No.
Dude, you have to just look up on YouTube.
Dude, how about
Steven
Phil
Seagal
Hartman?
running? Phil Hartman.
Did you
I
not
don't
hear?
really know. No.
So like I guess they're like like his wife is like 60,
Okay.
65.
Okay.
So I
Wait, are you
guess-
thinking of Gene Hackman?
Oh, Gene Hackman. Who did I say?
Phil Hartman.
Oh, yeah, totally different guy.
I was so confused.
I totally meant
Yeah.
Gene Hackman was the guy in my head.
I did hear about Gene Hackman.
That's
This is really weird.
crazy.
It's really
I've never
weird.
heard anything like this. There's something like that's
Something
weird.
weird's up.
What is it?
The best theory that I've heard.
Okay, so he doesn't know about it, and there's
Okay.
probably people listening that
Yeah.
Don't
Gene
know.
Hackman passed away. He was 95 years old. He was married to a woman that was like 65 or something like that, like much younger. And they had 3 dogs, and they found Hackman dead, the wife dead, and a dog dead.
One of the
in
3
the house.
dogs
They had
dead.
3 dogs. One of the dogs was also dead. And the wife had like already started to decompose and mummify. Like she'd been dead for a while by the time they found her. And nobody, like right now, they're like foul play is not suspected, but it sounds pretty foul.
it's so odd. They haven't found any like gas, like natural gas, like poisoning, or like they tested it all. Like they haven't found anything like that.
The best theory, yeah, like carbon monoxide was the first thing I thought of, but like all the dogs would be dead, not just one of them. And then, like the best
Well,
theory
one was
I've
found
heard,
outside and the other
I
one
didn't know that.
inside.
The best theory I've heard on the internet is that Gene Hackman like died of natural causes in a different room, and she found him and like had a breakdown. Because I guess I don't even know if this.
or something.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know if this part's true, but I read there were a lot of pills scattered around her. So like then she was so distraught that he died that she killed herself with pills, and then the dog got into the pills after her, and it died.
I mean,
That's the best theory I've
odd.
heard. I'm like, that actually kind of makes sense, I guess.
I mean, it's crazy.
But wasn't
still.
the dog in a closet or something? They said too. Like,
I mean,
I don't know. It's a
if
weird
anything
situation.
like my dog, it was probably eating its own poop.
Nice. Then they just killed it. Just shit overload.
Welcome,
James Leto watching the video.
yeah,
What?
welcome everybody,
Bro, James Leto, you got to post.
Sam Leto was on here too.
Yeah, boy. Oh, that's a cool text I just got. Sam Leto in here too. Nice. All the Letos. Get Jack Leto in here. Where's Jack? Jack.
Cam the Sham in here.
Cam the Sham. What up, dude?
What up?
Almost showtime. It's close enough to 1 that I think we can start talking about real stuff. James Leto.
Almost sham time.
It's sham time. Yeah, how cool. Cam the Sham fighting on St. Patty's weekend. I mean, I'm just saying, stars kind of align sometimes for you, brother. James Leto has a graphic that he needs to post on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. It's out of all the fight posters so far for April's card, James has the best poster. His pose is pretty awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I won't ruin it. Just you guys go follow James Leto and get ready for that post. But he's pretty awesome in it. We got a lot to discuss in a short amount of time because somebody works 2 jobs and forgets about his other job sometimes, and then is like, "Hey, I need to go do my other job right now." And
That
turns
was
out,
yesterday too.
yeah, you've been doing this a lot. So now it turns out Ryan's
And this
gotta go.
morning.
True. Literally, what's the place I'm going to? Asking me, the guy who doesn't.
Because I told you about it yesterday.
Yeah, like
Shot.
dude. I know more about your roof job than you at this point.
Shot top. Shot top.
NMP Homesteck watching. Who is that? What a little hottie in here.
Wow.
Oh, April 26th. I'm getting texts about this. I'm getting all kinds of shit.
Guys, okay, listen. Let's
Shout
talk
out
about.
G-Lou.
I'm going to do something that we've never done before. April 26th, we have a card, and we just sent the fighters their fight posters.
We did.
Guys, we have something special for you. For those of you on that card, tickets go on sale next Tuesday at 10 a.m., right?
Correct.
But we're going to send you guys a link and a promo code for a pre-sale.
Pre-sale.
Your friends and family have access to first dibs on
That's
tickets.
first
How cool
dibs.
is that?
That's called first dibs, ladies and gentlemen. You got to love that.
So listen, if they want certain tickets or they want a prime spot or they want something on the end or they want they got first dibs on tickets other than our sponsors. How about that? That's sick.
Sponsors get like what's before first, like 0 dibs. And they get the very first dibs. And then you guys get next dibs.
Bro, you need a secretary.
I mean, she has a point.
I'd rather have
Are you gonna say a secretary? Is that what
yeah,
you were
I
going
was
for?
gonna go for that.
Wow.
Secretary.
Unbelievable.
Secretary.
It is officially 1 p.m. now. So let's welcome to the podcast. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good time out here. We got lots of goodies happening.
How is this? I'm looking at the stream and we moved the table yesterday, but it looks too far that way now.
Probably because Dylan Kickler is not
cross-eyed.
Yeah, that could be.
Are you cross-eyed, bro?
I'm blaming you, Kickler. Andrew Paula in the house. What up, dog? What up, Paula? Big dog. Got
Martin Homie Steak.
Is he? Dude, I don't get updates for everybody for some reason. That's really weird. Nice.
Timbo.
Which one? There's so many Timbos these days. Von Biedenfeld.
Tim Bob 24.
Tim Bob 24. Tim OB. Tim, you should stay on because I'm going to mention something right now. Right now, Tim OB.
Meow.
Let's talk about. We're going to talk about April 1st. We've talked about March on the podcast before.
We have
We'll
a
get to
show
that.
on April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day. Oh, we had an idea for that.
You said April. I'm going to talk about April 1st.
So on April 1st,
Time for
we
chipmunks.
did have an idea on April 1st that I still think we should do. But
You should do this announcement in chipmunk voice.
please no.
The real show is April 26th. Brawl in the Burgh 28.
Probably right here in Sunny Days Arena. I would say like 99.98% chance.
It's going to be here.
It is, but until we get an occupancy permit in our hand, we're not going 100%. But
It's here.
Yeah, it's here. And we'll obviously blow that up once it's official. But this card, April 26th, is looking mighty delicious already. I'm real hyped about it. We announced a fight earlier today that we had to unfortunately delete the post. We were talking about it a little in the show before the show, but one of the gyms was wrong. One guy changed gyms, and we were not aware of that, and it was actually like not a good split. So
It wasn't an amicable and happy time.
so they didn't love that being on his poster. So here we are. Yeah, Ethan Goss left Gorilla House. It's no big deal.
Ethan Goss versus Brady Huang.
Sick fight.
So sick that you may have seen the poster earlier. It's no longer there. There will be another poster once we get the graphic design issue fixed.
What I love,
graphic design, but once we get it fixed.
We had this scheduled for Brawl in the Burgh 21, I believe it was. It was like 2 Aprils ago. And it was a sick fight then. Like, this is what I love about this fight. It was good then, but both guys have continued winning since then.
Yes.
And it's literally just a
Even
better
better.
matchup now.
Yeah.
Like, I love, it
And
kind of worked out the way it should.
The fact that came together again, even though everything was like, we both want this fight again, we'll reschedule it, and like that never actually happens.
Yeah.
But this time it actually did.
It
It
actually
almost didn't.
Yeah, it almost didn't too. It was tough.
But it's a killer fight. There's a bunch of other fights already on that card.
Ethan has 7 straight wins right now. Brady has 3 straight wins, all by finish, and is 14-4 overall. So this is easily, in terms of pro matchups that we've had, this is right near the top, if not the top.
I mean, I think this is it.
Yeah, if
this
not
is the
top.
this is
yeah.
the highest level matchup we've
Yeah.
had.
Yeah, I think in recent memory, the next closest would be Patton versus Cafaro. That one was like a similar level where both guys are right on the cusp of something bigger. But like, oh, but yeah, this one is legit. If the winner goes to the UFC, I am not going to be surprised at all, and I personally think they should. So who else we got on this card? I'm going to run down everybody who's signed for April's card right now because they all have their fight posters anyway. I've told them all they can post about
You're
it.
going to tell the red side only.
Reds. Well, there's some that like both sides are red.
Okay,
Anyway.
so how are you going to do it so that people don't know the matchups?
I'm just going to start blasting. You know what I mean?
Just random. Go
And-
random.
Well,
go
here's
random,
the other
go
thing.
random.
The other thing is like our fans aren't dumb, Ryan. They're going to piece together weight classes and experience levels
Well, then
and
maybe
figure it
this
out.
isn't a good idea.
Well, then maybe I'll just give you one other one.
Yeah.
What's up, Gazda? Nico, what up, bro? We are going to have a great weekend. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you another fight that's happening April 26th.
The whole fight?
Yeah, the whole fight.
No.
The whole fight, bro. No. Oh, no. No, he's in the chat. I'm giving him one of what? Tim Bailey's back. Tim Bailey from Stout, PGH.
What a fight.
Just throwing a banger on you guys, too.
Dude, this is crazy.
Tim Bailey, bantamweight Tim Bailey, is dropping to flyweight. Tim Bailey going to 125 to face Tarek Smith from PTT and Yinzer Boxing. Guys,
Unreal.
what?
Unreal.
That's happening.
Pittsburgh versus Pittsburgh. Let's
Brah.
do it.
And
Elite.
versus Elite. Was that
Elite.
supposed to be an air horn?
Yeah, I was on the wrong page. It's in the same spot. But I'm
Nice. Nice. I had a feeling the chipmunk was not intentional.
I
that
got
time.
a feeling.
But yeah, Tim Bailey going to 125 to face Tarek Smith. This fight is nutso. I love it. Tarek just made his 247 debut. He submitted Tim Bailey's teammate, Zach Drizmicki, in the first round, looked really incredible in that fight. Tarek impressed the crap out of us. Tim Bailey has a D1 wrestling background with that Will Morrill stout Muay Thai stand-up base as well. He's a really interesting fighter that is very comfortable wherever a fight goes. So I'm, stoked about that one.
It's a super high level fight. These are elite level amateurs going at it and getting
Going right
Tim
at it,
Bailey.
bro.
So here, like Tim Bailey is so good at 135. I mean, if he can successfully make that cut to 25, like wow,
And be
sky's the limit.
healthy, have
Yeah.
endurance. Yeah, he's gonna, and he's not small, 35 in terms of
I didn't-
muscle mass.
I know
and
that's
stuff. Yeah, he doesn't
what,
look.
I mean, the coaches are a lot smarter and better looking and stronger and physically gifted, and mentally gifted. Well, okay, let's. But than I am. But like, yeah, that's. I mean, he's not a small 35er.
No, not at all. So
It's a challenge.
I'm really interested in this one. We have 2 more pro fights on April's card at least that are signed, and we're looking for more. We have how many more AMI fights? 3 more AMI fights signed as well. So the card is already more than half done in terms of allowable fights by the commission. So if you guys want on April 26th, if you're out there and you want on this card, please hit up your coaches ASAP and let them know to contact us to get it done, because we're already like close on a couple other bouts too. Like we're already looking for a lot of people and have some lines in the water. So I think April's going to fill up super fast.
We have April 26th. 2 weeks later, our May card is May 10th. And that card, we're already got some eyeballs on some things that we're working on for that. And then we're right back in June.
Crazy. 7th.
7th.
You got it. James Lito says announce another one. Now, why would James Lito want me to announce one? I just can't figure that out.
Think about
There
it.
could be.
First, listen, if someone comes up with the answer to that, well, we just might announce another one.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why James would want his.
Yeah, I don't either.
Would want another fight. But you got to. All right, James Lito, you post your graphic that I sent you this morning, and I'll announce your fight. How about that? Post it.
Where? What is he talking about?
I sent him.
He doesn't know how to use the internet?
I don't know. I guess not. I mean, he's from Philly. You can't expect too much from him, but I thought he would have that figured out at least.
Ethan Goss in the house.
What up, champ? We were just talking about
smells
his fight.
so much better in here without you in here.
It does. It really does. I wasn't even here.
You could smell the remnants.
I knew it.
There were Goss remnants.
James Lito. What the come on, the Philly dig. Had to do it. Yeah, dude. This April card is looking mighty fine. I don't think actually. I know tickets go on sale Tuesday at 10 a.m. So
Monday at 7
a.m. is the pre-sale for idiots, and then real humans can get tickets Tuesday at 10 a.m.
No, there's a backstory to that. We'll fill you guys in another time. We have a short podcast today. I literally have to go in 15
You
minutes.
have 15 minutes. How do you want to make the most out of it?
Listen, here's the deal. We'll do what we can do until I have to leave, and then I'll leave, and you can finish it off.
Okay.
You can do the solo thing.
Wow.
No, you can.
Been a while.
You can play with Danny.
Even better. Me and Danny Palm podcast. We're just gonna watch old high school wrestling matches and commentate.
Like from the 70s.
Oh, dude, that would be even better. We were watching some legendary scraps. Spencer Lee versus Austin DeSanto, dude.
Dude, Marsteller versus Weirkoch.
Bruh.
Final.
Bruh. That was good stuff. Sukas Liebert in the house. Sukas, I've heard, has a fight on March 15th. We should probably talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, let's kind of transition. Do we got any other news
April
we want
news?
to tell?
I don't know. Did James post his graphic or not? I don't know.
Okay, so here's the schedule, guys. 3:15, Brawl in the Burgh 27. April 26th, Brawl in the Burgh 28. We announced the fight of Ethan Goss versus Brady Huang. And there's a bunch of other fights. We also announced the fight of Tim Bailey versus Tarek Smith. I'm sorry. I suck.
I know.
You could have disagreed, bro. And then May 10th will be Brawl in the Burgh 29. June 7th is Brawl in the Burgh 30. A full schedule, guys. This is what we're telling. This is what we're telling you about. It's going to be monthly. There's going to be shows. We're going to advance the MMA scene here in Pittsburgh by having lots of opportunities to fight.
Yeah, that's facts. First up on our schedule, so we had February 1st. Now we have March 15th coming up in Murraysville. And this card, also just bananas. I'm loving the depth in Pittsburgh now to be able to make cards where legitimately everyone is stacked. Like, honestly, is March or April's better right now? I don't know.
I mean, I think March
there's things about
still
both.
a little better.
I think March has the high end sizzle a little more, whereas April is like
the more
all 8 out of 10s, like crazy depth, crazy good all the way through. But March, you can't ignore.
Close. It is.
It is close. It's very close. You can't ignore a top end with Bridget Chase, Lucas Siebert, Kama Worthy, and a Clayton Hootley title fight. That to close out a
beautiful
card,
thing.
Pretty much as elite as it gets. You could throw Patton in there, Goss in there, of course, but
you could throw Goss.
You could just throw him.
Yeah,
midget wrestling style.
Actually, throw up.
Nice. So Lucas is fighting Cam the Sham, who was in here earlier. If you guys were on the show before the show, Cameron Jordan was in here a little bit. Lucas, now still, I should say, undefeated as a pro, fighting Cam Jordan, and Cam is 7-5 from Nebraska. Very dangerous dude, very well-rounded, easily the biggest test of Lucas Siebert's pro career to this point. We hear the haters. Lucas hears the haters that he is not fighting anybody and getting very easy wins. Well, here you go. Here's somebody that is not an easy win for anybody. So this is the test that you've all been waiting for. So whether you've been cheering Lucas on and wanting him to do great things, or you've been waiting for somebody to punch him in the face really hard and finish him, here's your chance.
Just kidding.
Here's your chance to watch that fight. So,
yeah, you guys, see, that's the funny thing is I hear that being said, but I don't actually hear that happening. Like, where is this happening at? Is this online?
Social media, yeah, of course.
Okay. So
private texts.
Really?
Yeah.
So people text Lucas Siebert.
I don't know if they text Lucas. I mean, they text me. They probably text Lucas. That was a great.
Okay.
Throw.
So what, like, I keep seeing Lucas say things like, they say like blah blah blah.
It's
okay,
true.
So like, what is he experiencing online? Are you getting bullied online?
I think so. I think Lucas Siebert is being cyberbullied for sure.
That's just wrong.
For sure. But yeah, I mean, you can see why, if you wanted to be a hater, you can look at Lucas's record and say, oh, he fought a 0-1 guy, then another 0-1 guy, then a vet with an upside down record. Like, if you want to do that, you can see it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, when you're 0-0, you should be fighting a guy that he fought.
Correct.
Okay,
Like,
so that's Jake Zach, who was 0-1 at the time.
Who fought Ferdoz, by the way. That was his one.
And Jake Zach is like really good.
Yes. Jake Zach will beat most debuts. He just happened to fight the 2 best bantamweight debuts in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Literally.
Then he was 1-0 and he fought an 0-1.
Who also would beat who was Grubham's first loss? Was it Christian Carr?
Christian Carr.
Bro, he's super good too. Like, he's literally Jake Zach, but not Jake Zach. But Jake Zach.
And so that's
Zackyard fights.
To me, those are 2 quality wins. Then he stepped way up in competition, faced Eddie Alvarez, who does have an upside down record. But at the same time, he's skilled, and he was very game for that fight.
You guys saw the fight.
You might be able to make an argument for that, but
he had a lot more cage time than Lucas too.
Correct. Right. And Lucas like doubled his cage time in that fight.
Correct. Yeah, I mean,
actually, he went to a decision with Grubham too.
But that makes sense to me as a progression. Like, I don't see a problem with the progression at all. And now Cameron Jordan is exactly the right next step. A younger guy who also has a ton of experience, like crazy experience. He has like 30 fights. And I mean, he's 7-5 as a pro, but he had a crazy AMI
He
career.
had 22 AMI fights
Yeah,
too.
dude, that's insane.
The other thing is, it's not like when we're looking for a fight for Lucas that we're like, let's find someone that's easy. Like,
Right.
when we're looking for a fight for Lucas, our objective is let's find a yes.
Correct.
Like, because when you have a 0 in the amateur and a 0 in the pro, like people are
People
just
see
like,
that.
no.
And he's, I think, let me double check. He's not doing himself any favors on his Tapology. The picture is still him in a West Virginia wrestling shirt. So you
Yeah.
need to get a new picture
Yeah,
up
you
there
need
where
to
you
get
look
rid of
like a
that,
nerd,
dude.
Lucas.
Well, just get a normal picture up there and that'll fit the bill. Boom!
Boom.
Oh,
Boom.
man.
That was an alley-oop.
See, Luke, yeah, you gave me
Yeah.
that one. That was a softball.
So yeah, I mean, Lucas's fight is what it needs to be. Like, this is the matchup for him for his career progression, and we're about to find out for sure if he's ready for that next step or if he's got more learning to do. But either way, we're going to find out March 15th, and I am extremely excited about that. And in the main event,
So my
We gotta
thing
talk
is,
about that
if
main
you
event.
are a hater and like, you need to get your tickets for this fight, because I mean, if he's gonna lose, this is gonna be
This
the
is the
fight.
one
Like,
so
this
far.
is the this
Yeah.
is the most likely loss, considering all the rest weren't.
yeah, correct. Yeah, that's a really safe bet.
Yeah.
In the main event, you can't not talk about the Death Star worthy anytime he's fighting in Pittsburgh. Come
Well,
on, bro.
He's the main event.
The main event.
He's not like the New Hampshire event.
Ooh, the
That was
dad
so
dad
bad.
jokes. The dad jokes.
That was so bad.
Against
I take it back.
an absolute knockout artist, Bad Combo Henry. Dude, banger alert.
How has Kama traditionally, how has he lost?
Knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy
Traditionally.
does what?
He knocks people out
Yeah.
hard.
So what if Kama, let's just pretend
Mm-hmm.
Kama loses this fight. How do you think that would end?
I would imagine he got knocked. If you came to me and you were from the future and you said, I'm just going to tell you, Kama lost on March 15th. How do you think it happened? Yeah, I would say he got knocked out.
Okay, now if I did the same thing and I said this fight ended like it was a stoppage and Kama won, what would you think happened?
He knocked him out.
So, folks, I would say it's a pretty good strategy if you like fighting and punching and knocking out
knockout.
to get your tickets.
Yeah, get those tickets. And if that wasn't enough, Bridget Chase is back.
Guess who's back?
Bridget Chase is back.
Back again.
One of the best female fighters in Pittsburgh.
Bridget's back.
Maybe the best. I mean, it's up for debate at least.
Tell a friend.
Way up there. Facing a bare knuckle vet, pro boxer, pro MMA fighter, done it all, seen it all, Miranda Barber, who, while we're talking on the podcast where we share things that we normally don't share, while we're talking about texts I received a text from somebody after we announced this fight, Bridget versus Miranda. And Miranda is 2-5 as a pro MMA fighter, I believe. And this person said, bro, I cornered against Miranda before. That record is so deceiving. This person said, if they are looking at just her record and thinking this is a walk in the park, they are absolutely wrong. So that got me even more hyped about it, which I kind of suspected. We watched some footage and whatnot. You can tell, like, you can immediately watch a fighter with an upside down record and know if that's indicative of their skill. And in Miranda's case, it is absolutely not. And that's kind of the point we were making with Jake, Zach, and Grubham too. Like, you watch these guys fight, they're not 0-2, 0-3 type guy. Like, they're just not.
Well,
So
and I know for a fact that she's really good because I was at Indio and Danilo came over to me and he's like, Bridget opponent? Man, she good. And I said, oh yeah? He's like, yeah, man, she good.
what, is that a Brazilian accent
I don't
or
know.
a caveman? Like,
Oi. But yeah, he was like, I think, they're fine.
Yeah,
but I think
100%.
he's like, as he's dug in, he's like, really impressed by
Tough,
her.
tough fight. Very tough fight.
She good.
Bridget coming off of dude, you literally sound like caveman. But the best part is that it doesn't not sound like
Yeah, I was
Danilo.
gonna
Also,
say, it's like kinda
It's like
close.
pretty good. Dude, Danilo's the best. Oh man.
Danilo is a great. Once you can like understand him,
Yeah,
like his storytelling
bro.
is
Some of the best.
so good.
Some of
It's
the best.
Like hearing a Danilo story,
I
you
agree.
know, just hold on tight, be patient, figure out what he's saying, and then just enjoy.
Correct. And then right before Bridget's fight, there's an amateur title fight on March 15th that we only have a few more minutes for you, Ryan. So we got to talk about the return, Clayton Hoot Lee. How's the environment during a Hoot Lee fight, would you say?
I would say it's not the environment is so crazy. It's not just during his fight. It brings the whole card up. There's the electricity and atmosphere that it's as if him and his people live in this far off place in the middle of nowhere, and this is the first time they've seen civilization in months. It is so electric and so much fun, and we just absolutely love a Hoot Lee crowd. You know who it reminds me of? Like, so there's different crowds, and there's the Patton crowd, which is a very boisterous, like
for sure,
like loud crowd, but that's a different crowd than a Hoot crowd. Hoot's crowd reminds me of a Lowry crowd.
Oh,
They're very much
they come from similar places. That makes sense.
So they do remind me of each other in the fact that there's a like they're always chanting, and they're all like. I just remember when Lowry fought. Yes, it was awesome, and it was
that was sick.
there was an electricity in the air, and that's the same type of atmosphere that the Hoot Lee crowd reminds me.
Hey, I love that comparison. I hadn't made that connection, but you're definitely right. Now that you say it, it is a lot like that. So super electric. Hoot's talent is super obvious. He's 4-0 for a reason. His fight against Cowboy Eddie was nominated for Fight of the Year and received a lot of votes. Including some staff votes. I don't think it won, but you know. Tarek Smith, I'm at work or I'd watch. See y'all boys in April. Get your physical, Tarek. I'm just kidding. Your physical's good, but you should still get it.
Danny's like, yes!
Please tell him while he's here.
No, it's all right. He's good. He's good.
Yeah. But Hoot Lee, 4-0.
Now, on the other hand, Hoot Lee, get your physical.
Yeah, Hoot Lee, physical, bro. They do have doctors in Somerset County, I've heard.
Right.
You can. I don't know, actually. Maybe you peacing out.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Look at this guy, just piecing right out. Steelers hat. Why does the Steelers make me sad now? They're so sad. I know. I'm spoiled. I've been spoiled my whole life with them. I know.
Dude, Ben should have never retired.
Come back. I bet. I think Ben would. Yeah, I think so. I think Ben would be an upgrade.
Ben just retired. Now we're like, Ben, come back.
No, I love
Baby, come back.
Dude, Fat Ben's a legend.
Bro, Fat Ben, playoff Ben.
I saw Ben in he just posted like the podcast thing he does, Footballing with Ben. Hit that site just posted him outside throwing the ball with his sons.
Oh, still got it.
Dude, I'm like, that looks great. And he went out with his helmet and his jersey on.
Sick.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So he looked great to me. He didn't look like Fat Ben, and he looked good.
No,
Slim
Fat
Ben.
Ben's the best Ben.
I agree. Fat Ben was like
Scrambling Ben was the best.
Scrambling Fat Ben was like the C-level Cain Velasquez. Like, all right, Ryan's gonna listen. We're gonna talk some more about March a little bit, because Hoot Lee's got this title fight, as we were saying, against Garrett Hirschberger, Route 250. Insane talent. Formerly at welterweight, which I believe, if memory serves me, Clayton Hoot Lee also made his MMA debut at welterweight. So these are two big lightweights, talented lightweights, on a mission for gold. Hoot Lee to defend his title for the first time. Hirschberger to take it back to Ohio with him. So that's a really fun fight. With the 3 pro fights above it, plus that fight, like we were saying, this is easily one of the most top-heavy in terms of that just absolutely stacked way to end the night cards that we've ever put together. So Murraysville Sports Zone gonna be hopping faux show on that one. Danny Palm, when you look at the rest of the card for March, is there a fight that stands out that you're like, this one? This is the banger. I'll give you a second to pull it up.
Give me 1 second.
I'll share mine while you pull it up. And this one I have absolutely no basis for because I've never seen either one of these guys fight because neither one of these guys has ever fought. But what I do know is they come from amazing gyms. Their coaches accepted the fights immediately. And they're both selling tickets already, so I expect the atmosphere to be really good in it. That's React Fighting Arts' Hunter Martz versus the Academy's Christopher Brace. And like I said, stylistically, what's going to happen? I have no idea. React's a great school. They do a lot of Muay Thai and kickboxing, but also a ton of grappling. We've seen Evan Furlong from that gym compete for us a few times, and he's very much impressed us both times. So that's amazing. I expect Hunter Martz is going to be very good. And then Brace in the Academy, like what more even needs to be said about the Academy?
I think I'm going to go with Paige Wilcox versus Tatiana Santos.
Yo, let's
I think that could be
go.
a sick fight.
Bro, that's a really good one, too. That is a really, really good one, too. The rare blue corner versus blue corner fight to put on kind of happened by accident in a way, but it's a very happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. So that's a banger. That is a banger. Two very high-level amateur females coming in. A 110-pound catchweight fight, actually. So they're very small. They can probably make straw weight, I would assume, or atom weight, I mean. Does UFC have 105 women still?
I don't think so.
Did they used to, or am I making that up?
I don't know that the UFC ever did.
UFC, maybe they never did. Maybe I'm totally crazy right now. I felt like they did for a minute.
You could be right.
What's up, gentlemen? Gunny MC, Rob McCraw. What's up, dude? Nice to see you. I actually, Rob, you'll be happy to know, I sent out a bunch of messages today for your people. So I'm hoping that those lines come back with a fish on the end. That would be great. No, the UFC never had 105 women. I'm completely making that up, apparently.
Yeah.
It sounded so good in my head, though. So yeah, does one have that? Like where can they fight?
Yeah, they probably have that.
Dude, there was a 115-pound male fighter. When I worked for Flow Combat, there was a card that had a 115 male fight on it, and the dude's name was Dan Cormier. I thought that was great. Like one MMA Daniel Cormier is a heavyweight, and the other one is 115. We got both. If you're named Dan Cormier, you're either a really tiny guy or a massive bowling ball of a human. Bro, hang on. Quick side note. Daniel Cormier, Danny Palm.
Yeah.
Where does he rank in the grand scheme of great fighters to you? Like, where would you put him all time?
Dude, so I'll be honest, like when I was younger, like while he was an active fighter, I was not a huge fan of him. Like I didn't become a fan of his like till like towards the end of his career and like when he like got on the desk and stuff.
Yeah.
And like now I appreciate DC, but like while he was fighting, like
I honestly agree with you.
I was rooting for John Jones for sure.
That's the thing. I was a big John Jones guy, so you can't also like Daniel Cormier. But I did. But
like I think he is a legend. Like
easily, I mean, for sure a legend. But I think like there's a strong part of me that feels like a few thoughts on Daniel Cormier. One, he got in way too late. Like by the time he was even in the UFC, he was out of his prime, I think. And he still did great things. Like he was still as good as he was and probably should have started the sport way earlier to actually see how good he'd be. And two, if John Jones doesn't exist in the world, Cormier probably has everything John has, in my opinion.
Like, yeah, like might be in like a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like might be in talks to be not just one of the best, which everybody I think agrees as it is, but like the actual best, which is crazy.
Or like if Jones didn't exist and like Cormier never rematched Stipe.
Bro, right. And just took a different fight or something like that at the time. I don't know. There are so many avenues for Daniel Cormier. He's like obviously more accomplished than Chael, but a similar like always the bridesmaid, never the bride situation where like he was always second to John Jones. And if John Jones just didn't exist, and even his Daniel Cormier's like wrestling career and stuff, I feel like he was always runner-up or on the fringe of doing what he actually wanted to do. So I don't know. It feels like he just always left a little meat on the bone. Actually, he missed weight way too much for me to say he ever left meat on the bone. That dude did not leave meat on the bone, actually. But yeah, I don't know. Fun little tangent there. John Jones, clearly the GOAT. I literally brought up Daniel Cormier just to talk about John Jones. But yeah, we March 15th, ladies and gentlemen, back to that card real quick. It is really stacked. We broke down a few from that. This yes, Rob McCraw, the bait is for Noah and Raiden and Cody Matthews. So there you go. Actually, just said it all out loud. If you guys are listening, you want to fight one of those guys, go for it. Crazy card. Clayton Hootley title fight. Bridget Chase versus Miranda Barber. Siebert versus Cam Jordan. Kama Worthy versus Bad Combo Henry at the top. If that's not enough for you to buy your tickets, then you just don't like MMA. That's just how it goes. You just don't like it. Just accept that you don't like it. But then April, which I want to talk about a little bit more, because we did announce Ethan Goss versus Brady Huang this morning, and that post is going back up very shortly. If you guys missed the beginning, one of the fighters changed gyms, and the gym on the poster was wrong, and it was not an amicable split, so we got to update that. This card has some absolute bangers, and Steubenville, Ohio, if you're out there, your boys are out in full force, and I'm not going to name names yet, but if you are from Steubenville or even around Steubenville, April 26th, North Versailles, Sunny Days Arena, Brawl in the Burgh 28, you have to be here. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. The entire town of Steubenville has to be here. You guys will be rewarded for that. Insane with Ethan and Brady being on a 10-fight combined winning streak is really nuts. I mean, that's a crazy stat. You don't really see those kind of matchups even in the UFC. Finding a 10-fight combined winning streak, really, really nuts. So you got to love that. I'm just looking at the card right now, and it's so good. We also mentioned Tim Bailey versus Tarek Smith earlier. Tim Bailey going down to 125 for it. Crazy storyline there. Love that. I love that development for Tim's career. And as we said, already a very good wrestler, very good grappler, big, strong guy at 35. At 25, if he can make it and maintain his speed and endurance, that's going to be very problematic. But Tarek, man, that debut he made for us was one of the more impressive 247 debuts we've seen in a very long time. So sky's the limit for that kid too, and super excited for that bout. And in general, flying under the radar is the fact that very likely will be the grand opening of Sunny Days Arena for an MMA show. We will have events that are not MMA before that here, which is good in a way to allow us to test a lot of things in terms of food and alcohol sales, admission, cleanliness of the bathroom, like just these little maintenance, what do you call that? Like facility type things that are not our bread and butter currently. So it'll allow us to get into more of those kind of things and have them a little more dialed in by the time we do sell this place out April 26th for Brawl in the Burgh 28. So that's good, actually. It gives us, it's kind of like a soft opening of sorts, if you want to look at it that way. So that card's looking insane. We're also looking at some really nice potential Muay Thai matchups on that, and we're still trying to iron out some details on a few of those, but I think it's a good time to reintroduce some of that for you striking fiends out there. Carly Joe watching. What up, Carly Joe? We are also looking for Carly Joe Thomas. So if you're out there and you want to fight Carly Joe, first off, why? Why would you do that? Why is that you? Secondly, if it is you, hit us up, because we're looking. Carly Joe wants to make her pro debut, and we want it to be in the 247 cage. So let's run it. Love that. What do we got, Danny Palm? What else is going on? What's going on in the world of MMA right now? Let's talk about more general UFC level stuff. Are there any good fights coming up?
Is there a card this weekend?
Let's see. I love how out of touch we are with UFC nowadays. I'll listen to your coaches sometimes, and they'll be talking about a UFC card, and I'm like, yeah, bro, I have no idea what you're saying right now. Who are these people? All right, the next pay-per-view, Pereira versus Ankalaev. That's hype.
Dude,
I like that.
Pereira better knock him out.
He better, because if he doesn't, he's going to be on his back for 25 minutes.
I don't like watching Ankalaev fight.
Noted Ankalaev hater Danny Palm. Why not? Do you just think he's boring or what?
I just think he's really boring.
He is pretty boring.
Dude, I need to see Trauma just like take his head off.
And let's be real, if it's a Pereira fight, there's a pretty good chance that that's exactly what's going to happen.
Dude.
So, yeah, I something crazy is going to happen in that one. That one's got I don't know. Imagine Pereira like drops him and submits him. Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's great.
I want to see something crazy happen. Let's see what nobody expects. Yeah, that card, dude. This pay-per-view is kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the card right now. I know Gaethje Hooker was scheduled for it, and Hooker got hurt. That's real sad. But Fiziev versus Gaethje is a sick fight too. But it's just not the same appeal.
Yeah, that card is
card's
pretty light.
Card pretty much is trash actually. So come to 247 instead, guys. You know we put on much better cards than this for you. We really make sure it's way more stacked than this. Yeah, perfect. I tried, guys. I tried to talk about a UFC card a little bit, and I dug into it, and I'm like, I got nothing here. It's not a good card. Sorry.
Tomorrow, flyweight main event,
bro. I see. These are the things that, like, not that I hate flyweights. Listen, Tim Bailey and Tarek. I'm not saying that. Just saying that traditionally in the UFC, that weight class has not drawn very well, not been super exciting. It was ruled by arguably the GOAT for a long time, and that was easily the division's peak. I think Cejudo. Do you think Cejudo or Mighty Mouse in terms of legacy is better, Danny Palm? Bro, that's a tough one.
I think Cejudo is like hurting his legacy right now.
Yeah,
like coming back and taking all these losses. And given the I mean, like there are, like he got poked in the eye and stuff, and like that, that sucks. But
yeah. I mean, it's not the way you want to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that was rough to see.
When we're talking legacy, like, I mean, Henry's got the Olympic medal, and but
that's a huge one.
Demetrius Johnson, like, dude, he was so dominant, and so skilled also.
Yeah. Like he wasn't just like Alex Pereira, for instance, doing it largely one way, like hits you extremely hard and knocks you out.
I just keep thinking of like that submission of Ray Borg.
Bro, that mousetrap or whatever you call it.
Like on the way down, just snatch the arm up.
That is arguably, in my opinion, the most underrated moment in MMA history. Like that was the craziest way to finish a fight. And like it got a lot of attention, don't get me wrong, but I don't think people, like, I bet, just tying it back to like listen to your coach when Max Gerald's on the podcast, like I wonder if Max knows that happened. Like newer fans that just started, like younger guys that like more recent UFC, like that's never talked about. It's not in like highlight packages. It's not something that people reference a lot. Easily one of the craziest things you'll ever see inside a cage in a fight. And also, he didn't need to do it at all. It was like round 5, maybe. Like, like he was clearly winning that fight and just did it anyway. I love that.
Like another thing I'm thinking about is like Cejudo. He had weight issues at 25.
True.
So I think I'm going with Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, I think I am too. But I think if I had to build the case for Henry, it would be that the Olympic medal, of course, like that's huge in combat sports, obviously, but also the multi-division champ. Because when Mighty Mouse was at 35, he was not what he was at 25.
He lost to Cruz, and
correct.
Cejudo beat Cruz.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, you could argue that Henry, that's the route I would have to go. Now, I don't necessarily.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that, but yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous for sure. Two of the best to ever do it, and the head-to-head is huge for me. And the fact that Mighty Mouse finished him once and then lost a split decision that arguably he won that fight.
Yeah.
Like that head-to-head, Mighty Mouse came out on top in my books.
That finish, too, like that was pretty quick.
Yeah. Definitive. Definitely a good one. So, yeah, I think Mighty Mouse got the edge there for sure. And I think Mighty Mouse, I don't think he's on the John Jones level of goatedness, as some people do, but he's one step below that for sure.
Yeah, well, how could he be? Taking multiple losses.
That's the thing.
That's the only thing keeping him from being there.
And everybody's like, well, if Mighty Mouse was 205 pounds, he would kill John Jones. Well, yeah, of course, bro, but that's not how it works. Like, what are we saying?
Let's talk about, dude, Mighty Mouse's last loss. He got kicked in the face on the ground.
Bro, that was nasty.
Dude.
That was nasty. I don't follow one very much at all, but he avenged that, right? He
Yeah,
got that.
yeah,
Okay.
he got it back.
He did get it back, but that was disgusting. Like, that
Yeah.
was a bad knockout for sure. And crazy to see for Mighty Mouse. And again, to that point, like, that was at 135, right? Because of
That's right.
one's divisions are like a little up. So just saying. Has Henry ever been like badly finished besides Mighty Mouse? Like, when he loses, has he ever been destroyed?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this up real quick.
Looking it up.
Dun, 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 dun. Who's gonna find it faster? I mean, the eye poke was ugly. Split decision, unanimous decision, split decision. Yeah, no. Like, when he loses, it's super competitive still. So, yeah, dude, there's definitely an argument to be made. I think it's a fun path to go down. I think ultimately. I don't know, bro. I'm not sure what you're asking, Rob McCraw. Hunter, why is the camera only on your mug? I assume mug. Okay, yeah. It's because Ryan left us. Okay, I had a partner on the show, and now he left.
There's no Danny Cam today.
And there's no Danny Cam, but there should be a Danny Cam. If we could, it's whatever. We're gonna wrap this up pretty soon anyway, guys. I think we could do a whole UFC. We should put in the comments, guys, or let us know. Text me. We did a top 5. What was it? Top 5 UFC fights of all time from each
Yeah.
of us. We should do something else, like top 5 UFC knockouts of all time or submissions of all time. And I'll tell you right now, the Mousetrap is number 1. Best submissions of all time. That was it.
Yeah.
I don't know what could possibly be better than that. If anybody pulls off a Mousetrap in the 247 cage, I don't know. They get a T-shirt, I think. Danny Palm. We need a Danny Cam, dude. I agree. Come on, Jesse Acton. Come set it up for us, then, bro. You know where the studio's at. But yeah, we got hurtling into March 15th. Like, it's basically here. It snuck up on us so fast, and we are extremely ready for it. And I hope you guys are too. Tickets are available. 247fighting.com. Completely stacked card that we talked about earlier in the episode. That's Brawl in the Burgh 27 in Murraysville, PA. Insane lineup. You guys definitely. April 26th, we announced Ethan Goss versus Brady Huang on that card. Pro featherweight title fight. Insane 10-fight combined winning streak between those two of the best pro featherweights in the nation right now. And then Tim Bailey versus Tarek Smith, we also announced on this podcast. Tim Bailey dropping to 125 to take on Tarek Smith out of PTT and Yinzer Boxing. Crazy bangers there. And we have at least 6 more fights on that card to tell you all about in due time. Be patient.
That card's stacked too.
Super stacked, bro. And then May 10th, right behind that, 2 weeks after that one, Brawl in the Burgh 29, May 10th, Brawl in the Burgh 30, June 7th. So when we talked about Sunny Days Arena opening up new opportunities for fighters, this is what we meant. You no longer need to go out of state for a fight because we don't have a card for 3 months. That's not the case anymore. There's a card every month. There's opportunities galore. It's going to be hype. We can't wait. It's been a long time coming. I'm very excited to share it with you guys. And I think that pretty much wraps it up, Danny Palm. You got anything for the people?
Oh, I'm just psyched for March 15th.
Same.
Like, gotta get I'd love for it to be here.
I know, but also not yet.
Yeah.
I'm not mentally prepared yet. I need to get in the zone for an event. It's a totally different animal. We also have something very exciting coming soon, guys. I'm going to tease this while we're on the podcast. A non-combat sports event at Sunny Days Arena that I'm very excited to share with you that will be coming soon. I would say that first weekend in May 3rd, Saturday, May 3rd, probably then. Keep an eye out for that. It's coming very soon. I'm very excited about it. But thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. I know Ryan left us. That's just what Ryan does. But he's gone. But the cards are here. March 15th, April 26th. Tickets at 247fighting.com. We'll see you guys there.